This is Volkswagen's all-new T-Roc, a compact 5-door SUV.
It's priced from just under £19,000 and is offered in 4 trims at launch, with a 5th to be added when the R Design arrives. Trims available are S, SE, Design and SEL. There are a choice of 5 engines to choose from, 3 of which are petrol. Start with a 1 litre, a 1.5 litre and a 2 litre, whilst there are 2 diesels, a 1.6 and 2 litre. All entry-level models come with a 6-speed manual gearbox. However, as you move up the range, there's an offering of a 7-speed DSG automatic, which then becomes standard at the top end. Entry-level models are front-wheel driven, whilst higher-end models get 4Motion, which is Volkswagen's all-wheel drive system. Today we're testing the 1.5 litre TSI 150 PS with a 6-speed manual gearbox, front-wheel drive in design trim, and that costs just under £23,000. This 4-cylinder petrol engine develops 148 brake horsepower and 175 pound-feet of torque. That's enough to get it from standstill to 62 miles an hour in 8.3 seconds. Volkswagen intend the T-Roc to be full of character, personalisation and have sporty handling. In the range, it sits between the upcoming T-Cross and underneath the Tiguan. It's actually 25 centimetres shorter than the Tiguan, so if you're feeling that compact SUV just isn't quite compact enough, then possibly the T-Roc is for you. As you can see, the conditions today are somewhat chilly and slippery, and the front-wheel drive version has really struggled to come to terms with those conditions when on the slippery surfaces. So if you want something that's going to deal with the snow and live in the country, then you want to opt for the 4Motion. Cleverly, the engine can shut down the cylinders it doesn't use, so it can go from 4 cylinders to 2 cylinders to help save fuel and reduce emissions. Therefore, on a claimed official combined cycle, it returns 53.3 miles to the gallon and emits 120 grams per kilometre of CO2. However, during testing over our 30-mile test route, we've returned an average of about 40. Performance-wise is a mixed bag. Peak torque arrives at 1500 and is available through to 4000 revs, whilst peak power comes in at 5000 through to 6000, and it's that 5 to 6000 that's critical. Anything below 2500 revs and it's really quite sluggish. It moves, but it takes its time. However, throw it up a gear, get it into that higher rev range, 3500 plus, and it becomes quite swift. Driving the T-Roc is incredibly simple. It's easy to jump in and get going. It feels a little bit like driving a Golf. So it's got a comfortable ride, decent handling, and consistent and well-weighted steering. A lack of front-end grip in these wet, damp and cold conditions does reduce your ability to have a little bit more fun, but it's impressive in the way that it just gets on with it. It's not too firm, it doesn't roll too much. It's just a very pleasant car to get in and drive. The T-Roc has a slightly raised ride height, so you do notice a little bit of a difference over super minis and family cars, but you're not too high. However, the view out is pretty decent. The front pillars are thin, as are the side pillars. Over the shoulder, however, that rear pillar that goes around the corner is rather thick, so when you're reversing, you're going to have to rely on your reversing camera and parking sensors if the trim that you've got has them fitted. Refinement's impressive. There's no suspension noise and there's a little road and wind noise even at motorway speeds. The 6-speed manual gearbox has a short-ish throw to it, feels very precise and mechanical when you throw it into gear, so it doesn't feel like it's going to fall apart on you. It feels typically Volkswagen quality. Add to that a light clutch and the whole process of changing gear is really rather pleasant. If you're a little bit more aggressive through the bends, the body will lean, but it's quite a progressive lean, so it just increases gradually. Now the steering's rather sharp to react, so you can place the car where you want, but you'll feel the body just snap a little into position. On the inside, the T-Roc's a quite interesting place to be, mainly because of these colour pads which match the colour of the outside. You also get an 8-inch infotainment touchscreen, however this has got the upgraded pack on it, which is an optional extra. However, dual zone climate control and cruise control is standard. Whilst this has the analog dials, you can go for an optional digital cockpit. The plastics are generally on the hard side, but there's some fabric on the door, so generally what you touch is a little bit softer. What it is strong on is practicality. There's a big door bin that will take a big bottle, an anti-slip tray ahead with a couple of USB connectors, cup holders in the middle, and an adjustable armrest that can either come out telescopically or up and down. The central bin isn't that large, but there's a good size glove box to help out. Getting comfortable in these seats is really helped out by how soft and supportive they are, so you feel comfortable straight away. They adjust it with a pump lever down the side for your height and a rotary dial for your backrest. In the lowest setting, I've got plenty of headroom. The steering wheel has a telescopic reach and tilt, which is rather impressive, so most should be able to get comfortable in here. Let's have a look in the back. Despite its compact size, there's plenty of room in here. The doors have a large aperture and there's plenty leg and knee room. Headroom is also pretty good, so taller people should fit quite comfortably. The central transmission tunnel designed for the all-wheel drive system is a little bit taller, so that may restrict comfort for 3 people for longer journeys. However, if there's just 2, fold down the armrests with a couple of cup holders and sit comfortably. There's also a good sized door bin and a 12-volt socket between the seats. Overall, the T-Roc is a highly accomplished compact SUV. It's easy to drive and live with, and it has a comfortable ride. With its level of individualisation, trim levels and engines on offer, there should be something there for all tastes. Thanks for watching. Do check out our website for all the latest news and reviews. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for free, and see you next time.